So you've been wondering whether you should still play this overwhelmingly positive first ever Doom. Well, let's find out. Back in 1993, some programmers from id Software created an amazing FPS shooter named Doom for Microsoft DOS. Now I have finished playing Doom Eternal and I totally destroyed every demon in that like a beast, and I thought, let's try the first Doom after this and see how it feels. And I am actually impressed. Even after playing the best, the most magnificent, the most ooh mama FPS game ever created, the game that came out almost 3 decades ago didn't fail to amuse me. I just did not feel bored at all playing this game. The Ultimate Doom is the updated version of the original Doom, and it can be played like the old DOS version, which is actually crappy, or you can play the more refined version with full HD resolution. A bit more pixels for your eyes to see. I don't really care that much about graphics. If a game is fun from the gameplay perspective, I enjoy it. In Doom you get 4 episodes with 9 levels in each. You are Doom Guy, who is the last man standing on the moon, and you go through moon bases and kill demons to protect the earth from getting invaded. A fat UI has been placed on the bottom of the screen to show you health, armor and ammos, and a small face of the Doom Guy. What I found cool about the face is that it changes depending on your health bar or whenever you are attacking. One important thing to mention is that even if the game is in 3D, you can only aim in 2D. You have to horizontally move your reticle to aim. If an enemy is, let's say, on high ground, then you just have to shoot when your reticle color changes. It feels a little weird at the start, especially in these days, but you should get used to it quite easily. Doom started their game arsenal with almost all the classic weapons that we have in recent Doom games. You get your pistol, a trusty combat shotgun, chain gun that rapidly shoots bullets, rocket launcher, plasma gun, and the iconic BFG, of course. You also get to use your bare fist and chainsaw. The chainsaw is basically the punch but 4 times faster. It is unlimited and doesn't cost any fuel, and it also does not drop ammos when you kill any enemies. Level design is actually really good for a game this old, but there isn't any waypoint and the map looks like it's drawn on paint application can give you some hard times. A lot of times it felt like a maze and I was just wandering around the map trying to find out where to go next. You mostly have to find red, yellow and blue keys just like any other Doom game and continue your journey. Doors and elevators are sometimes needed to be activated by using switches. But often, the switches were placed in some hidden location, which really makes the game feels like a puzzle FPS shooter. A variety of items like healables and armor are found throughout each levels. Some of them are power-ups, like you get the Berserk and Invincibility as your main combat power-up. With Berserk you can one-punch the enemies and Invincibility negates any incoming damage for some time. But they make your screen look really ugly as shit. There's also Radiation Suit for toxic areas and a Torchlight for dark places. In terms of special health items, Supercharge gives you 100% more health and Mega Armor gives you 200% more armor. Now the first Doom didn't have that much enemy variance to start with, so don't expect to see a lot of different enemies like Doom Eternal. The Zombie Man and the Imps are your regular weak enemies. Then there's Pinky and its invisible variant Spectre are meatier and take some time to kill. There's also a power-up that lets you stay invisible like Spectre, but it doesn't really help that much. I think the enemies still see you when you're invisible, so I would say it's a garbage, useless item. Also, a feature like stealth is out of the question in a game like Doom. I was also excited to see the Caco Demon. To me, they're some cute harmless meatballs. Really, Caco Demons are the best demons in Doom. Some other big demons like Baron of Hell and the Arachnotron and Tyrant from Doom Eternal works as a boss fight in this Doom. There isn't any dashing mechanic, but you can sprint in this, and I think you can mimic the dash too if you press the sprint button from time to time. You can also use different cheats if you are stuck in any levels. The soundtrack isn't as epic like how it is now, but I don't blame the music. There are still some banger action music for a game that came out in the 90s. There's also multiplayers and some more add-ons that you can get with this game, although I couldn't find any players in the multiplayer lobby, as expected. So finally, the real question is, the Ultimate Doom, is it still worth it after 28 years? Absolutely. You may think this game is too old to give you the fun you need in an action FPS shooter, but that's not the case for the first Doom. It's still a very enjoyable bloodthirsty game that will leave you wanting more and more. It's $5 on Steam, which I think is worth it if you count the add-ons you get with it. And that's all for this worth it video. See you in the next one.